And it comes off the heels of what Caitlyn Clark helped achieve at Iowa for the last couple of years. Those remarkable ratings, the women's tournament outrating the men's.
Well, she says nobody on the Fever want to play with Caitlyn Clark. Yeah, I got two words for you. My ass.
Caitlyn Clark has done something truly remarkable. She's made more people care about women's basketball than ever before. Even more than some of the biggest men's games. Yes, that's right. For the first time, the women's tournament outdrew the men's. And a huge part of that is because of Caitlyn's magic on the court.
Over 200% viewership increase since Caitlyn Clark has come in, and it's not just.
Her three-pointers are from distances that make you blink twice. And her no-look passes, pure art. But while it's tempting to focus on Caitlyn's insane skills alone, her story is part of a much bigger shift happening in the world of women's basketball. Think about it. Women's sports have often been treated like the warm-up act, something that plays in the background while men's sports take the spotlight. But Caitlyn, along with other rising stars, is flipping the script. Suddenly, women's basketball is becoming must-watch TV. And it's not just a few extra viewers here and there. It's a full-blown ratings explosion. People who probably couldn't name a single WNBA player a year ago are now glued to their screens, and it's all happening fast. The real magic, though, isn't just in the numbers. It's in what's happening on the court. The physicality of the WNBA has caught a lot of new fans off guard. For years, women's basketball has been stereotyped as less intense or softer than men's, but anyone who says that clearly hasn't been paying attention. When Caitlyn entered the WNBA, many of her new followers were stunned by how rough the games can get. They were shocked to see her get bumped, shoved, and knocked around during plays, almost like they couldn't believe women could be that physical. But here's the thing, the WNBA has always been this way. These athletes aren't out there playing for participation trophies. They're battling, grinding, and giving it everything they've got. Caitlyn isn't the first to get roughed up, and she won't be the last. It's part of what makes women's basketball so exciting to watch. These players are tough, competitive, and fiercely determined. And now, thanks to Caitlyn's star power, more people are finally starting to notice that. Of course, more attention isn't always all good. The WNBA players, including Caitlyn, have been dealing with something that comes with increased visibility: social media backlash. It's like a double-edged sword. On the one hand, social media has been a fantastic tool for these athletes to connect with fans, promote their games, and build their personal brands. Caitlyn's highlights spread like wildfire across Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, bringing in millions of views. But on the flip side, there's a darker side of the internet that every high-profile athlete has to face: trolls. Social media can be brutal, and many WNBA players are caught in the crossfire. They've faced everything from misogyny and homophobia to plain old hate, and the pressure can be overwhelming. Some players have even had to delete their accounts just to get some peace. It's like they're trying to win games on the court while fighting battles online, all at the same time. And Caitlyn, being the face of this new wave of attention, isn't immune to it. She's probably dealing with more online noise than anyone else in the league right now. But this spotlight isn't going anywhere anytime soon, and that brings up another interesting challenge. The WNBA itself wasn't entirely prepared for this explosion of new fans. Sure, the league knew that stars like Caitlyn Clark and Sabrina Ionescu were going to bring attention, but the sheer volume of casual viewers tuning in was beyond what they expected. These new fans, many of them unfamiliar with the WNBA's intense style of play, were in for a surprise. They came for Caitlyn's flashy three-pointers, but stayed for the drama and physicality that define the league. It's almost like what happened when Tiger Woods burst onto the scene in golf back in the late 90s. Tiger didn't just win tournaments, he made golf cool. He brought a whole new audience to the sport, many of whom had never picked up a club in their lives. Caitlyn's doing something similar for women's basketball. Her presence is pulling in casual fans who might not have cared about the WNBA before. But now that they're here, they're hooked. The league is growing, the spotlight is getting brighter. And with that comes a new level of scrutiny and expectations. But this isn't just about Caitlyn Clark. The WNBA as a whole is thriving. Players like Aja Wilson and Breanna Stewart are pushing the game to new heights, and the competition has never been fiercer. What makes women's basketball so special right now is the depth of talent across the board. It's not just one or two standout players carrying the league. It's an entire generation of athletes who are changing the narrative around women's sports. The WNBA is experiencing a transformation, and it's not just about more people watching the games. The league is seeing more sponsorships, more media coverage, and more respect than ever before. ESPN, for instance, is giving the WNBA the kind of platform it deserves, showcasing highlights and giving airtime that would have been unthinkable just a few years ago. It's a snowball effect. The more coverage the league gets, the more fans it attracts, and the more the sport grows. And as women's basketball continues to break through into the mainstream, the league will have to adapt. There's no going back now. More eyes mean more expectations, more opinions, and yes, more criticism. But if there's one thing the WNBA has proven, it's that these athletes are ready for whatever comes their way. They've been playing at an elite level for years, and now the world is finally starting to notice. So if you haven't been paying attention, you're missing out on one of the most exciting stories in sports right now. Caitlyn Clark might have lit the spark, but the WNBA is the fire that's burning brighter than ever. This isn't just a moment, it's a movement. And trust me, it's only going to get bigger from here. Buckle up, because women's basketball is on the rise, and it's not slowing down anytime soon.